Every now and then, at GolfPunk Towers, we get to hear about somebody in the golf industry who sounds as if they think like us and maybe want to change golf for the better, get new people into the game, that kind of thing. So it kind of spawned a new feature. It's called Our Kind of Soldier. The guy's name is Dana Garmany. He owns TroonGolf and he's up there. Let's go and see him. So do you get to play much?
I started playing again. I had an illness 6 years ago that limited me for a number of years. I had cancer and with surgery and chemotherapy, which is not something good for your golf game. But I'm in good shape now. I've started playing again. And I'm recently getting over an injury. I cracked some ribs, but I'm about to start playing again in this month. And I tell people, they said, how'd you crack your ribs? And I said, I cracked my ribs playing tennis with my wife, which my son said, Dad, don't ever tell anybody that. You know, that you tell them you were climbing a mountain or something. Don't tell them you cracked your ribs playing tennis with your wife. Not a good story. But anyway, I'm about to play again, and my game is back to maybe a 5 handicap. It's not competitive anymore, but it's still fun to go out and play and beat the ball around a little bit.
This doesn't always work. It's not that easy to come up with, but 3 words to describe yourself.
I would say today they're quite different than they would have been before I was sick. Today I would probably say polite, patient, and unshakable.
And before you were sick?
Driven, type A, overbearing. So I always tell people, don't let your aha moment be because you were sick. Find it in some other way where, and really, essentially, my life change has only been in realizing I can only control the things I can control, and I worry very little about things I can't. And I used to worry about every single thing that would be there, to the point of making sure my mail was in a certain spot, making sure my thing. I was a very, OCD, type A driven. Things happen, in my schedule, and so, you find out that that there's a lot of things worse than your mail being, sort of pushed around in different spots, and you change and evolve. And so for me, it's been an awakening. And I don't think I was ever, like a super big asshole, but I think I was much more on that side than I am today from that change. And really, again, I think people have the ability to find that without being sick. And I stress to people, think about what you can control and what you can't control, and you spend all this time worried about things you can't do anything about, and all it does is stress you out. And so today, my wife even says today, gosh, why she'll try to get me to sympathize with her about somebody being late. Oh, my friend was 10 minutes late. I'm like, whatever. She said, well, that was rude. 10 minutes, who cares?
Yeah, they say
so,
no, bad.
Yeah, that sounds like, well, whatever. So for me, it's like, I just, it's like, I care, but not that much. I don't let anything override what my day's going to be like. And I wake up every day and glad to be vertical. It's a good chance I wouldn't have been, so I'm happy to be here.
What's the biggest victory you've had in your career, do you think? What's the most satisfying moment, maybe?
Career-wise, personally, it was beating cancer so far. Career-wise, it's been really not a set goal. It's been watching people. We were a very young company and had a lot of young people. Now we have people actually retiring from the company. And through that evolution, we've gone from a story the other day. We had a meeting and we had all of our officers in a room together, and the CFO sent financial reports around, and everybody had to pull their reading glasses out to read them. And I said, well, I guess that young company thing is now sort of over. We're all having reading glasses to be able to read this. But what's satisfying about that is by being here, I've seen families put their kids through school. I've seen families get promoted and be able to pay for things that they couldn't have paid for before. We have 10,000 employees, and a lot of them have done very, very well. So that's been the most rewarding thing by far, is watching people that I know personally see their kids from age 2 to getting into Stanford or something like that, and that because the person had a pretty good comp package, they were able to pay for that, and because the company was successful, they could pay for that. So that's been the most rewarding thing that there could be for me.
And what about your biggest mistake? You said you made a lot.
Oh yeah, a lot of mistakes. Probably the biggest mistake I made early on was not having enough vision to see where this could go, and so I was very short. I would have a short-term goal, I would meet it, and I was so conservative. I didn't start making bigger ones. So I probably could have had an ability to do things quicker if I had had a little bit bigger grasp of what the potential was. But it worked out okay because I was able to achieve a lot of small ones that ended up being along the way of the large one. But and then I think I've made some mistakes over the time in being too snap judgment on people. I've self-contained myself years ago, even before my sickness. I invoked my 24-hour email rule. If I'm about to write a nasty email, I wait. Because I've found right away. I wished I could have recalled a lot of those that I sent. So I would, and also remember, figured out the email comes across much more harsh than in person. It's very blunt. It is like a baseball bat to the back. So those were things that if I could take back, I would, which were just impulsive kinds of things that I did. But probably just a lack of vision as a young person, not seeing what really was out there, and then seeing it later more clearly, and then like, why did I see that? Because you always want to be 30 and the brains of you want to be smart and 30 instead of stupid and 30. And I was stupid and 30 and wanted to be both. So it's funny how that works.
Last question: what's the best thing about golf for you? What's the thing that you get most out of?
The best thing about golf for me is imagining being at Cypress Point or Royal Melbourne with 3 good friends and just playing a round of golf where at the end of the day you're not even really sure what you shot, but you beat somebody out of a beer or whatever, but you had just a great camaraderie out there for a few hours, and you were watching, you were looking at a great golf course while you were there as well. So I still do like to see great golf courses and like to be out there and see that and be a part of it. But I'm very much do like the social part of playing with people I like and being out there for that long. So it's like being on a 5-hour flight from New York to LA or something, and the person sitting next to you wants to talk, and you don't, and you're like, please, really. So playing golf's the same thing. You want to be there with people. And if you like the guy next to you, it's okay. If you don't, you're like, oh my God, this is 5 hours of headphones going on. So I think it's the same parallel. You want to be out there with people you like, and you're walking with caddies, and you're having a great day. Would be awesome.
Dana Garmany, you're our kind of soldier. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. We'll be able to do it, and that evolutionary thing will only occur at clubs when those boards get taken over by younger people versus older people. But it'll get there. I'm confident it will.